The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. Heroes can be any age. When William Kamkwamba was 14 years old, living in the drought-ravaged area of Malawi in Africa, he pursued a dream that brought electricity and running water to his desperately poor village. When William had always been interested in how mechanical things work, and after poring over old science textbooks, painstakingly teaching himself English so that he could understand them, he became determined to build a windmill. The people in his village called him crazy, but he knew he could succeed. Slowly but surely, he turned junkyard scraps into a functioning windmill. This is The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind by William Kamkwamba. In a small village in Malawi where people had no money for lights, nightfall came quickly and hurried poor farmers to bed. But for William, the darkness was best for dreaming. He dreamed of building things and taking them apart, like the trucks with bottle cap wheels parked under his bed, and pieces of radios that he'd crack open and wonder, if I can hear the music, then where is the band? His grandpa's tales of magic also whispered in the pitch black of his room. Witch planes passed through the windows, while ghost dancers twirled around the room, as if 100 men were inside their bodies. At the dawn in the fields, William scanned the maze rows for magical beings, then wondered as a truck rumbled past. How does its engine make it go? Pay attention where you throw that hoe, his father shouted. You'll cut off your toe or your foot. For all its power over dancers and flying things, magic could not bring the rain. Without water, the sun rose angry each morning and scorched the fields, turning the maize into dust. Without food, Malawi began to starve. Soon William's father gathered the children and said, "From now on, we eat only 1 meal per day. Make it last." In the evenings, they sat around the lantern and ate their handful, watching hungry people pass like spirits along the road. Money also disappeared with the rain. "Pepani," his father said, "I am so sorry. You will have to drop out of school." Now William stood on the road and watched the lucky students pass, alone with the monster in his belly and the lump in his throat. For weeks he sulked under the mango tree until he remembered the library down the road. He found science books filled with brilliant pictures. With his English dictionary close by, William put together how engines moved through those big trucks and how radios pulled their music from the sky. And the greatest picture of all was a machine taller than the tallest tree with blades like a fan. A giant pinwheel? Something to catch magic? Slowly he built the sentence. Windmills can produce electricity and pump water. He closed his eyes and saw a windmill outside his home, pulling electricity from the breeze and bringing light to the dark valley. He saw the machine drawing cool water from the ground, sending it gushing through the thirsty fields, turning the maize tall and green. Even when farmers' prayers for rain went unanswered, the windmill was more than a machine. It was a weapon to fight hunger. "Magetski Amhepo," he whispered, "I will build electric wind." In the junkyard, pieces appeared like rusted treasures in the tall grass. A tractor fan, some pipe, and bearings and bolts that required every muscle to move. "Tonga," he shouted to the birds and the spiders, holding up his prize. But as William dragged his medals home, people called out, "That boy is Misala. Only crazy people play with trash." After many weeks, William arranged his pieces in the dirt: a broken bicycle, a rusted bottle caps and plastic pipe, and even a small generator that powered a headlight on a bike. For 3 days he bolted, banged, and tinkered, while chickens squawked and dogs barked, and neighbors shook their heads, saying, "What's Miss Sala doing now?" His cousin Geoffrey and best friend Gilbert soon appeared. "Mula Buaniti," they greeted. "Can we help with electric wind?" "Grab your pangas and follow me," he said, and took them into the forest. Together they swung their sharp blades into the trunks of blue gum trees, then hammered them together to make the tower. Standing atop, William shouted, "Bring it up!" While the boys tugged and heaved, the crowd gathered below and gazed at this strange machine that now leaned and wobbled like a clumsy giraffe. Some giggled, others teased, but William waited for the wind. Like always, it came, first a breeze, then a gusting gale. The tower swayed and the blades spun around. With sore hands, once slowed by hunger and darkness, William connected wires to a small bulb, which flickered at first, then surged with as bright as the sun. "Tonga," he shouted, "I've made electric wind." "Wichapata bueno," a man said, "well done." As the doubters clapped and cheered, William knew he had just begun. Light could not fill empty bellies, but another windmill could soak the dry ground, creating food once there was none. "Magetsi amapepo, electric wind, can feed my country," William thought. And that was the strongest magic of all.